Okay, so today's chat is all about navigating office politics. I mean, you're going to have to deal with some of that in a work environment, whether you want to or not. I know a lot of us just want to go to our jobs, do our jobs, be recognized for all the great work that we do, and go home. But a lot of times, the environments are just not conducive to just that. So, I just want to give you some quick tips, three quick tips on what you can do to keep your head above water when you are navigating office politics so that you don't have to steep down too low in the trenches and you can get what you want and what you need in order to be efficient and successful at your everyday job. Hey team, welcome to Everyday Career Coach. I am Career Coach Mo, helping you find the best strategy for your career trajectory. And today's quick topic is all about how to navigate office politics. I mean, they are stirred up constantly, and you have to recognize or figure out how to assess it, realize what is happening around you, and whether you need to be a part of it, play a part in it, or do something about it. So, the three quick things that I want to kind of bring to your attention about the best way to navigate office politics is to listen, watch, and learn. And let me tell you why those three things play an important part on you being successful at doing this. So, when I talk about watching, you have to pay attention to the type of environment that you in. Unfortunately, there aren't just every job you go in, you get to sit down, do your work, and then get to go home, and there's no saboteurs in the midst, or people trying to steal ideas, or people worrying more about your business than they're worrying about theirs, or people who aren't doing the work and you're getting all of their extra work because they're not doing the work. Like there's just a lot of stuff going on. And when you're navigating office politics, there are people who actually know what to say, know what to do, and who to say it to in order to either skimp on their work or they are figuring out how they can get noticed and you not so much. And so there's definitely some underlying stuff bubbling beneath the surface that you have to be aware of when it comes to office politics. So, number one, when I'm talking about watch, you have to pay attention to the environment. Is your environment one of those big political environments where it's all about who you know? It's not necessarily just about whether you're doing a good job, it's all about what levers you're pulling to showcase that you are the best person for a particular project or idea. It is not just that they're going to notice that out of the blue for you, but who you know, what do you know, and how can you get it known that you know all of this stuff. So pay attention to the environment that you're working in. And if you know that there are certain people who are more getting that attention that you're looking for, how are you going to work with them? Not necessarily use them, but how are you going to work with them so that you can get a little bit of that star power too? Is there certain people that you know that can really make or break your career? What type of relationship do you want to kind of create with that person in order for them to be more helpful than harmful to you? And that includes pretty much kind of figuring out how you need to stay out of their way if you need to. And then another thing that's really major about office politics is remembering allies. And so, who are the people that you need to start targeting from an ally perspective that is going to always speak highly of you when you are not in the room? Because allies play such an important part in office politics because they're going to shut down the other people who are talking negative, trying to steal ideas or whatever. You would hope those allies would do that. I mean, that's why they should be an ally more than anything else, and you figuring out if that's true or not. But paying attention to the environment, making sure that you are recognizing who are the players and making sure that you are focused on a strategic relationship with those type of people. Now, the next thing I talk about is listen. Listen to how those people who are very good at navigating office politics, if you happen to be in their team or in their vicinity, you're really listening to how they are coming across to those people to get such a positive reputation. What are they doing from a project standpoint, from a work standpoint, from a skill set standpoint? What are they saying? Who are they interacting with? how are they tooting their own horn when they're doing a good job? You should be taking some tips and getting some lead from those people so that you can kind of learn from them. Instead of you trying to always avoid the office politics, sometimes you just need to lean in a little bit to see kind of what are making those people stand out, and do you need to be doing the same in your own way, right? You're not trying to mimic someone else. That's not necessarily it. But if someone is expressing their idea, or they're expressing how well they just did on a project in some key words that make sense for you, you should be thinking about utilizing that stuff too. So when I talk about listen, it's really just kind of be a little bit of a detective in regards to the environment that you in, and really figuring out how you can learn more from other people who are doing very well and who are ascending in that company, so that you can kind of take some good tips and tricks and you can do the same for yourself. And then lastly, it's about learning. And so I already talked about that you want to kind of get a better understanding about how people are ascending within their organization. But now you have to take some of that stuff and put it into action. It's not just about you listening, it's not just about you watching, but you actually have to do something. And learning a lot of times comes from trial and error. So you might want to kind of dip your toe into doing things a little bit differently than you've done in the past when it comes to talking about all of the positive things that you've brought to a project. Some people think that other people just notice stuff about them, and they don't realize that a lot of times people aren't paying attention. And so, yeah, they see that you're a hard worker, but they don't know all of the hard work that went into it. So, how are you tooting your own horn? What did you learn from the others in that way to kind of toot your own horn? Another thing is to learn how to navigate the environments that you are in. It is not just about you sitting back and just letting things happen to you, but how are you being a change maker in your organization? Because those people who are usually looked upon very well, or have such a positive reputation about them, they are action oriented. They are doing stuff to get noticed. What are you doing? Well, how are you learning to do stuff that is going to get you noticed from your boss, other managers in the company, from those people who can truly make a bigger impact in your career? So listening, watching, learning, which really means putting action behind all of this, is important in navigating office politics. It is going to create such a swift change in how people view you that unless you want to sit back and you just want to do your same job every day, and you're not worried about promotions or perceptions or anything like that, then fine. But if you are looking to utilize office politics to give you a stepping stone into other promotions or projects that you're looking to do, then that is definitely the way to do it. So yeah, those are my views on office politics, and it's really just simple. This is how I've utilized politics to kind of make sure I knew when to step up, when to step back, when to participate in conversations, when not to. And I realized and learned how to toot my own horn by watching the politics of the office and how other people navigate them. If I would give one last tip, it's just don't fuel the negative aspect of office politics. It's not worth it. You don't want to have that bad reputation. You don't want to be known as the gossiper. You don't want to be known as the person that's constantly bringing problems to the organization, because sooner or later that's going to kind of get you out of the loop instead of into the loop and you understanding what's happening. So if I give anything of what not to do, don't fuel that. Negative politics is a no. That's about it. If you have any other ideas that you would love to share in the comments, that would be great. Please share with the community. We need more of you talking about this stuff. Hopefully I have earned your like today. You're going to click that like button, and if I didn't, you'll come back and give me another chance to try to. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you on our next topic.